All right, guys, good morning. And it's an awesome one, of course. I'm going to just adjust this a little bit more and just take a few steps in place. Let your feet just be how they are comfortable, meaning they could be outward, inward, wide, whatever. And just close your eyes if you're comfortable with it. Let your eyes just relax. If not, like a relaxed gaze, if you don't want to close your eyes. And then just bring some nice deep breaths in through your nose, filling up the lungs, pressing out on the rib cage in all directions, particularly back and down. And then exhale through the mouth or the nose if you can. Feel free to spread your toes and wiggle around a little bit as you breathe in and out. And if you have any sort of distractions like phone or TV, and you can wrestle yourself away from that, I highly, highly recommend it. This is for you just to get centered, connected, and relaxed but ready. Pain-free, all those good words. So nice deep breaths in and out. Just think of it as a big, huge oval. It comes in, the air comes in, fills up the lungs, presses out through the back of your rib cage, down on top of the abdominals. Let your abdominals relax. You're standing up nice and tall, so they're lengthened. And out through the mouth or nose. And relax your face, your facial muscles. Try to relax the tissues around your eyes. And just feel how the weight is distributed on your feet, how the floor is meeting your feet. You have a little extra pressure in one foot versus the other. Nice deep breaths in and out. Let the thoughts, whatever's trying to take you on a trip or a ride, let it go through that screen across your mind. Just try not to grab onto it. Nice deep breath in and out. And then on the next exhale, open your eyes, let yourself hinge right from the hip joints. Keep the legs straight. Okay, if it doesn't feel safe to do this, that is the test. Let your head relax, your neck relax. If you're hanging down, tight thighs. Okay, spread your toes and then come up into a standing position again, and then cross crawl. So left to right. Let's get the left-right side of the brain going, connected, at least a little bit, right? Back and forth, as much energy as you like to put into it. Nice, smooth rhythm. Good, and then come to a standstill. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your pelvis. Turn the feet out, bend your knees just a little bit. We're gonna do the spaghetti arms. You guys know I'm not any expert at this because I just really learned it from all of you. Watching people do it in class, actually before we got started. So see, I learn as much from you as I hope you learn from me. I'm just here to help you connect to yourself, be a guide. Just waking up the back. Hey, so I've heard people say waking up your kidneys. Okay, guess your arms would have to be really long. Okay, relax out of that. And then let's do anatomy in motion right off the bat. So I'm gonna step back on my right foot, reaching to the left, keeping that left ankle flexed. 2, we're gonna go for 10, 3, 4, keeping your neck just straight, relaxed. So you're not like throwing your eyesight way up to the sky. Whoops, let's just do one more. And now the other side, okay? Stepping back on the left, reaching to the right, or stepping away from the right, the right flexed ankle. tall in the torso. And one more. Of course, I lost count, so. Okay, I'm gonna turn my back to you. I'm gonna step out to the right, turning to the left, step back in. 2, this time I'll actually count. 3, 4, it's like you're bowing to all directions of yourself. Well, most of them anyway. And one more after this. Kind of throwing one more in for good measure. Okay, step out to the left, turning to the right, step in. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice big pull down your hamstring, maybe even in the groin. 9, 10. Beautiful. Okay, test the hangover just for the heck of it. Notice if just after doing that little bit, it's better. I'm gonna straighten out this towel. And then let's do some chest openers, okay? I'm gonna keep the camera right there, step over to my left. My hand's gonna go straight out from my shoulder joint, open up the muscles of your hand, and then turn the arm front to back. And I'm gonna grab the camera so you can see a little bit closer. What I'm doing is, in case you've just joined, okay, I'm standing straight sideways to the wall. Thinking of a nice rope coming down from the sky all the way through the back of my head, down through my spine, down through the floor and the earth. Switch sides. Boink. Just turning front to back. Front to back. Feet are straight. So I do keep my feet on the side straight in this case, just so I'm aware of standing up really, really tall. Okay, switch sides again. I know I did a little more on the other side first, but that's okay. I don't think you'll go around too crooked if I do more on one side than the other. This is one of those exercises I really have to say I don't count very often. Okay, switch sides again. Doink. Hopefully I'm not making you dizzy by turning the computer. Just feel the difference. Some of you may feel some tingling going down the arm into the fingers, or some sort of, even tiredness, like, I don't know if the right word is burning, but a little bit of that sense. Okay, good. We're going to use a wall again. I'm going to put the camera here. We'll do standing elbow curls, okay? So ideally, if you have a wall, great. If you don't, just pretend like you do. I put my heels against the wall, scrunch the ends of your fingers. I'm going to show this just for the recording here. Flat hands, okay? Really work on those flat hands. The first and second knuckle go right at your temples, rotate the elbows right in front of your chest. You can touch the wall behind you. Okay, so you're just rotating front to back. Elbows touch in front, touch the wall behind you. And really in this one, the goal is that there is no stress on the neck. Sometimes there is if you hold your elbows too high. Okay, so it's like you have two pendulums on your elbows. They're weighting your elbows down, your arms. Okay, we'll do 500 of these. Haha, just kidding. Okay, 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, drop the arms. And then what I want you to do is bring your shoulders right up towards your ears, turn your palms forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. You can do this on the wall, or if you don't have a wall, just pretend. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then kind of slide them down like you're tucking them in your back pocket. Now hold that for a moment. And I want you just to kind of shimmy left to right with your shoulder blades against the wall. I don't know how else to say this, but I'm tipping left to right. just to feel my shoulder blades. So now come to a standstill, keep squeezing, pull those shoulder blades. Again, just like you're tucking them in your back pocket, but you're standing up really tall. Now, as you hold your shoulder blades together, go ahead and slide the shoulder blades up and down the wall like you're sanding a hole in the wall behind you, okay? You might, you know, maybe that's not a good image because you have to fix the wall, but basically the idea here is that the shoulder blades slide up and down the wall if your back has that flexibility to be, you know, pretty straight up and down. What will happen is you'll feel the backs of your triceps on the wall as well. Okay, sliding up and down. So this one, again, the goal is that your neck isn't doing the work. Some of you will feel it there just because of the upper back and neck position right now. This is a little early in a series. Okay, relax, shake it out. I'm going to take the camera over here. We're going to do some standing arm circles, okay? So again, the scrunching their knuckles, flat palms, reaching out through your fingers or your knuckles and then rotate forward. So if I stand sideways, you're rotating forward in a circle. And quicker tends to help one activate the muscles that hold your arm in the shoulder socket, okay? It also activates deeper muscles around the shoulder blades into the upper back, okay? So we want to get that to do the work rather than sort of slowly rotating. Just for the class here, doesn't mean going slow is a bad thing. It's just a certain goal we're trying to get here. Flip the palms up, go back up and over. Relax your neck, you can. Get that mid back to work. Good, relax the arms down. Take the block now. I'm going to take the yoga block because many people have that. If you do have the yoga block, you're going to go the medium direction. I kind of put it up higher rather than down at the knees. The Agosky block is going to be the medium direction or the narrow direction, sorry. Feet straight on the outside, stand up really tall. And what I want you to feel here is just a slow and gentle push in, gradual, I should say. And think of, or try to feel your pelvic muscles activate. So what that means is that you might feel your hamstrings first, the lower glutes, and then just feel how stabilized and supported your upper body feels. Just squeezing that block in a steady way, okay? Just hold it. And now keep that pressure inward and then roll the shoulders forward. So we're gonna do 10 rolls forward. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now backwards. You can open up the palms to the front if that helps open up the front of your shoulder joints. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, forward again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then backwards again. 1, 2, get some energy in there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, take the block out. And then I want you to take your right foot off the floor into a sort of a, let's call it a stork stand, except that you don't have your foot on the inside of your thigh. So just balancing here, and notice, what does that feel like on your left foot? Balancing, can you do it? I highly suggest do not hold on to anything. even if you do it for 10 seconds. Okay, switch sides. And just notice, we didn't test this in the very beginning, but you may feel pretty stable here. Okay, now make your feet straight again. Squeeze and release your glutes. If you need to, if the glutes, or let's say your abs are trying to do the work here, turn the feet out. And that should activate your glutes much more easily. So squeeze and release, but you're trying to get it so that when your feet are straight, you can do that without using your abs or your thighs. So squeeze, release the glutes. Squeeze and release the glutes. Squeeze, release. Okay, another stabilizer, right? Help you feel very supported in your upper body. Okay, bring the legs wide. And what I want you to do, I'm gonna turn sideways here. Side of the feet are straight. You're gonna take your hands on the back of your pelvis. If the shoulders are an issue with this one, you can hold your hips like so, just on the side. But otherwise, fingers are pointing down the glutes, tighten the thighs. Now pull pull the elbows towards each other. Hinge at your hip joints. Tight thighs, spread the toes. Just look down at your feet. Make sure they're cooperating with you, meaning the side of your feet are straight. Okay, tight thighs, and only hinge at the hips as much as you can. Continue to pull the elbows towards each other and not letting your head drop below your upper back and not letting yourself round in your upper back, okay? So tight thighs, spread the toes, pull the elbows towards each other, lengthen through your neck. And just I just like to look straight, not up so much. You can, but we're just trying to keep as much as we can relaxed, except for the thighs, pulling the elbows towards each other. Good. And now come up into a standing position. Test that balance again. Not too long, but just enough to get a sense, hey, is that getting better? Is it the same? What's going on? All right, so now let's go down on the floor, and I'm gonna have you take your strap around your knees, and I'm gonna just take one of my egoscue blocks here. All right, so you're gonna take the strap over your knees right off the bat. And we're gonna do some flipping back and forth. I will move the camera down so you can see this, but the strap is about 1 fist width apart, okay? Now the block is gonna go at your feet. If you have the yoga block, it's a medium direction. If you have the egoscue block, it's side this way, okay? You're on your back. You're gonna press out on the strap, in on the block, keep the feet flat on the floor, and then release. So push out, press in, release. Keep the pelvis quiet. That means the abs are not in the picture here in terms of pushing out on the strap and pressing in on the side of the ankles, side of the feet, and release. So press out, push in, release. Just get a good rhythm going, not too fast. You want to really drive that work up into the side of the hips, the glutes, pelvis in general. Press out, push in, release, in, out, release, in, out, release. So right about now, what I feel is a cramp in my right foot, strangely enough, but that's just things working out. I didn't run this morning, so things are just kind of unsproinging. Press out, push in, release. Push out, press in, release. Let's go through 3 more. Out and in, release. There's 2, release, and 3, release. Good. Okay, so take the strap off. Blocks out of the way. The block is out of the way. Cross your right ankle on your left knee. Okay, so make sure the ankle bone is all the way on the other side of the left knee. And then make your body really straight. Press that right knee away from your chest without your hand, just the hip muscles. Okay. Just test it. What's it feeling like? Okay, switch to the other side. Press out. Notice what that feels like. Okay, and then relax out of that. So you're gonna go over on your stomach now, and we're gonna do a commando crawl to start. A commando crawl stretch, I should say. So my hands are gonna be under my forehead, so my neck is straight. Pull the right leg out, or either leg, doesn't matter. Reach that knee away from your hip joint. Okay, so I'm at right angles, and act like somebody's coming and giving you traction here. Tuck your butt under, press the knee and ankle into the floor. And feel that stretch in the groin. Okay, and then switch to the other side. I'm going to turn myself here. Reach the knee away from the hip joint. Tuck your bum a little bit. Press the knee and ankle into the floor. And notice the difference left to right. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do the right side. Or the other side. Again, reach the knee away from the hip joint, tuck that butt under, push the ankle and knee into the floor. If that helps you get that stretch. Okay, everybody has maybe a little slightly different way of doing it. And then back to the other side again. Okay, nice. Let's bend your knees, bring the knees really wide, put the soles of the feet together. Press and release the soles of the feet. Press and release. Press, release, press, release. If you need to come up into sort of a modified cobra, I like to do that in this position. Depends on your back and hip position. So just pain is not gain in the class. Work might be. Sometimes I hear people call pain something that it may not be actually, but it's just the work, a sort of burning sensation isn't a bad thing. Always, that is. Okay, press, release, press, and release those feet, driving the work up the legs to the glutes. Okay, now take the feet apart, but keep the knees wide, and then let the feet drop in one direction, keeping the knees bent, and then the other. So you're kind of windshield wiping in a wide legs position, left to right, just to feel what's going on in those hip joints, okay? Back and forth. Okay, so let's do this. Into hand-leg opposite block. If that is not an appropriate one for you, you can go into static back. That means you're lying on your back with those legs up over a chair or couch. If you're in the hand-leg opposite, you're going to put that block under your knee and just a little bit above it. Okay, so you get a bit of a lift on the front of the hip joint. Some of you may not have a big lift. I don't, but I still get a lot of benefit from this. And exercises don't necessarily have to feel like you're majorly stretching to be benefiting. The position, if you think about it, most of us sit a lot and we don't really spend a lot of time getting the lengthening going. So that's why a lot of you come to class, right? The block under the opposite arm is under the forearm and a little bit of the hand. I just drape my fingers over. You need to bend your elbow to keep the shoulder, the front of the shoulder more open or no pain. Do that. You might have to have a lower block or actually no block. I'm timing you, by the way. Lengthen your body when you get into this one by, I like to lift up like kind of a pulling modified cobra and then drop down, keep the forehead on the ground, tuck the chin. If you need to have a block, I'm sorry, not a block, a towel under your forehead, you can stick that there. Just kind of keep the neck straight if you can, just so we're pulling off these the muscles in the shoulder blade area and the chest more equally and straight. In another minute, we're going to go full 2 minutes. Nice deep breaths too. Wiggle your toes around, even rotating the ankle a little bit in this, that can help. Just connect everything. Okay, now bend the knee that's on the block. And then put a little pressure down. Go ahead and flex the ankle, rotate the leg left to right. Nice, as far as you want. Even if your hip and your belly come off the floor, that is fine. Just trying to get a nice rotation going in that hip joint. Okay, now let's switch sides. I'm going to turn myself around here and see the best you can. So that block is going to go under the knee. If you just have yoga blocks and they're really hard, which I find that to be the case, you can put a big towel or blanket over it. Okay, let's see. Let's go. Nice lengthening through your body. Kind of pulling those abdominal muscles long if you need to start. About 45 more seconds. You're going to roll the ankle around, wiggle your toes. Okay, bend the knee that's on the block, a little pressure down, rotate left to right as far as you want. Also, if the block slides out, which is starting to do for me, I just push that, you can just do it on the floor too. Left to right. Okay, nice. Now, let's do this. Come on out of that. Take the block that is at your knee, or maybe some of you are not using any blocks, or you're using lower blocks than I am. 3 positions, floor block. Okay, so we're going to go 1 minute in each position. I just put my forearms and a little of my hand and a little of my forearms on the blocks. I'm going to lengthen your body, scrunch the ends of your fingers, rotate the arms outward, press down the block or the floor. My arms are a little bit wider than the shoulders. Just to remind you, forehead's on the ground. Turn those arms out, hold it out, relax your butt. Lengthen your body though. About 10 more seconds. Okay, bring your arms a little wider, like in a wide position. Re-engage the hands. Scrunch the ends of those knuckles. Rotate the arms back. Now try to bring your shoulder blades a little bit back and down. Relax. Well, lengthen your body. Relax your heels. Relax the butt. Keep the arms activated by turning them back. Tuck the chin. You need to kind of wiggle left to right. Go for it. Just to get a feeling of the shoulder blades and how much that shoulder blade position, with you changing it this way, hopefully, rotating the arms back, you might feel some cramps happening. That's not a bad thing. Not most of the time, it's not a bad thing. And just shortening the back muscles on the outside, lengthening all the muscles on the deeper level. Okay, bring the arms out to a T position. Rotate the arms back. Hold those shoulder blades back and down a little bit. Lengthen through the knuckles. Relax your butt. Sometimes I like to curl my toes under in this one especially and walk my hips down and then really relax my lower body. Keep it going. 15 seconds, almost, well, I lied. Now it's 15 seconds. Okay, good. Relax out of that. Let's go over on your back. Let's test that right ankle on the left knee, okay? So cross that right ankle on the left knee. Push that right knee away just with your hip muscle or hip muscles. Okay, switch sides. Check that side. Okay, is that a little easier? What's going on? Okay. So now I want you to come up into a seated position. I'm gonna have you have your left leg straight, flex the ankle, tighten the thigh, pull up on that right knee, okay? So you're gonna sit up as tall as you can and then try to roll the pelvis forward. Some of you that have really tight hamstrings, I suggest you sit on a yoga block or something that brings you up a little higher. That'll give more length to the hamstring, hamstrings, plural. Cross the right foot over that left knee. Keep the left leg really tight. Spread the toes. Twist to the right. So my right hand, I'm going to turn a little bit more here so you can see, is going to go behind my back. If you need a block to put your hand up on, because sometimes the ratio of your arm to your upper back, your torso, or shorter arms, longer torso, or vice versa, or equalness, but just remedy it some way that helps you push up through your hand and keep the upper body really straight. Remember, keep the left legs very tight. Ankle flex, turning. Nice deep breath. So really picture turning from the spine first. And your neck is part of your spine. So you're turning from the hips, that low, all the way up the back, through the neck, the face, the head. Good. Okay, relax out of that. Let's take the right leg really straight. Flex the ankle, pull up on that left knee, tighten the thigh, cross the left leg over, the left foot over the right knee, twist to the left. So left hand goes back, sitting up tall. Right leg is tight, ankles flex, spread the toes. Looking over that left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. pushing through that right heel. Tight thighs. Remember, turning from the spine. Okay, good. Relax out of that. Let's go on your back. Okay, so arms are out to the side, palms up. Bring your bum off the floor, so into a full bridge. Hold it up there. Notice if all your toes are on the floor. Okay, so really feel those toes. You might even press them into the floor. Feel the heels pressing into the floor. Keep that pelvis up there, and now roll back down. Don't worry about the low back curling, just roll down and then come back up. Pushing up through the feet equally, and then back down. And then up and down. We're going to do 3 more of those. 1, 2, 3. Okay, bring your bum down the floor, arms come over your chest, let your knees go out as your arms go over your head, go to the side of your feet, come back in, arms come over the chest, knees come together, press your lower back into the floor. Knees go out, arms go over the head, your back naturally arches, knees come in, press the lower back into the floor, your arms over your chest, of course, back and forth. Over the head, arch, knees go out, knees come in, arms go over the chest, back down, in and out, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have a choice. You either put the strap over your knees or you take the block between your knees. We're going to do some abdominals. Okay, so you're going to interlace your hands under your head. I'm going to turn my head towards you and really clasp your fingers under your head to create a basket, what I call a basket for the skull. Okay, some of you have to adapt this because of your shoulders. You know who you are. And look back behind you. I really want you to keep your eyesight looking back behind you. Squeeze a block and then come up into a crunch. If you want to lift and lower your feet at the same time, just a little bit, go for it. 3, 4, 5, or any combination. 6, 7. Elbows are out to the side, equal to the ears. 9, 10, like you're balancing glasses of water on your forehead and your elbows. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Keep going. 1, we're going to go for 10 more. 2, 3, 4. Look back behind you. 5. Squeeze a block. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, bring your feet in off the floor into tabletop and then diagonal abdominals. Okay, so that's where the right side comes over to the left side, elbows back. 2, looking back behind you. 3, elbows are back. 4. Okay, I have to do that. Left to right, just 1. So here's 1, left, right, 4, left, right, 5. I know we did more than that. Left, right, 6, left, right, 7, left, right, 8, left, right, 9, left, right, 10, left, right, 11, left, right, 12, left, right, 13, left, right, 14, left, right, 15, left, right, 16, left, right, 17, left, right, 18, left, right, 19, left, right, 20. Okay, bring your feet down onto the floor. Arms go out to the side, palms up into a bridge. Squeeze the block really hard. Roll back down. Kind of let the block go a little bit. Come back up. Squeeze the block. Stay up here. Squeeze, release the block. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Make sure your toes are all touching the floor. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Good. Come down, take the block out of the way. Take your right ankle onto your left knee, press that right knee away. And then we're gonna do a hip crossover. So twist over to the left. If you need to block the side of your leg and your foot, please do that so you can push that right knee outward, okay? And not have your knee towards the floor or practically in your face, okay? So it's important that the knee or the hip joints the femur is able to rotate out. I'm twisting to the left, I'm gonna look to the right. And I like to kind of lengthen my back here too, because sometimes I realize I can get a little bit bunched up. Maybe you do too. Just gives you another awareness too. And then just kind of reach your arms over your head to feel the connection of any pull from your hip or abs or upper back, all the way up to your head, top of your head, down to the pelvis. Nice deep breaths. Okay, twist back up, same way you went down, okay? Right foot is right under the hip joint, and now cross the left ankle over that right knee, twist over, and go for it. Looking to the left, twisting to the right. So some of you may have a difference on the left to right a little bit or quite significantly. So as you push that left knee out, on one side, maybe it's really easy, and on the other side, it's not at all. So pay attention to that. Okay, you don't want to do a twist if this femur does not rotate outward very well. So a lot of you, if you end up listening to this on a video later, I may have only done some of these for 45 seconds or, different times, but in general, I do about 1 minute per side on this kind of thing. And on your stomach with the hand leg opposite, it's generally 2. You can pick what you want to do. Okay, keep pushing the knee out and then twist back up. And then I want you to go over on your hands and knees into cats and dogs. Okay, so spread the fingers. Let's bring your hands a little bit wider than shoulder joint, but underneath this, in line with the shoulder joints. Knees are under the hip joints, up into that raccoon or Halloween cat. Come down, keep the arms really straight, press the shoulder blades together, then let the lower back arch and the head look up in relation to that ability to push your shoulder blades together. So up and down, up and down. Keep going, up and down. I have to do a little bit of a time check, excuse me. As the time flies by. Up and down. Up. Up and down. Okay, come to a tabletop position, bird dog, hand leg opposite. Excuse me. Okay, so one side I just switched. Drop your chest around the standing arm. Okay, and then switch. And some of you may be doing your own rhythm here. Just try to pay attention to keeping the front of the pelvic bones equal, okay, and pointing to the ground equally. So reach through your hand and your foot, switch your own rhythm. Really lengthening through the foot and the fingertips. Okay, one more on each side, okay? Here we go. And now into core abs. Can't miss that, right? So core abs can be either off your knees or off your toes or any combination. So what I want you to do is open up the muscles of your hand, press so my elbows, forearms are a little bit wider than the shoulder joints, but lined up underneath the shoulder joint itself. You're going to press your arms into the floor Okay, to lift your pelvis off the floor. Right here, if you're going to do it off your knees, I'm going to start the timer because some of you I know are going into the full one. You're going to drop your chest a little bit, but don't drop the pelvis, okay? You're going to do the full guy, the full Monty, tighten the thighs, drop the chest. For you guys that understand this from other classes I've done, go ahead and rotate the forearms out, keeping the wrists straight. That will activate your abdominals even more. If you want more explanation, send me a message. I'll help you about it. Maybe not in this class, but separately. Okay, tight thighs. We're going to go 45 seconds. You only have 2 more seconds. Okay, relax out of that. Let's go on your left side or one of your sides. I'm going to go on my left side. I'm going to do it with my legs straight. Some of you are going to do it with one knee bent, the one on the bottom, and the top leg out. Okay. Line up your elbow and your shoulder joint. Push up. Lengthen your body. Okay. Make sure your torso is nice and tall and long. Okay. Not all kind of rounded over. Reach up through those fingertips. Look up. Flex the ankles. The thighs tight. If you have your legs straight, that is. Ten more seconds. 5 more seconds. And come down. Switch to the other side. Okay, get yourself all lined up. Up you go. I always have one side's a little easier than the other. I think that has to do with certain lines of tension on one side versus the other. Make sure you're kind of straight in your spine, as if you're standing up. Ten seconds. Five seconds. Good. Okay, relax out of that. Let's do this. You're going to go on your back, straighten your left leg out, foot circles and flexes on this right ankle. I'm going to grab underneath my knee and just big circles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now the other direction. 1, 2, just the ankle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now point and flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now that leg goes out straight that you just did the circles and flexes on. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Other direction. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Point and flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Okay, so let's come up onto the chair and you're going to take the block between your knees and the strap is going to go at your ankles. All right, so strap is going to go at your ankles. Tighten it down so that the relationship between the block, whichever one you're using, and the strap. So if you don't have a chair for some reason, you can do this on the floor, on your back. Now go to the edge of the chair if you can. You're going to press in on the block, out on the strap, sit up as tall as you can. And I want you to feel like your spine is getting really tall and long and you're able to roll the pelvic bones forward. Okay, so that's gonna have you feel the sits bones a bit more. Okay, so press out on the strap, in on the block, and then release. So you're only releasing the block and the strap, not that tall torso and the rolled forward hips. So in on the block, out on the strap, release, driving the work from the strap and the block all the way up into the pelvis. Up, squeeze in, push out, release, in, out, release. Feel free to adjust the strap anywhere you need to and to get the pressure of the block and the strap kind of equal. So we're going to go for a good full minute here. Press in, push out, release. And I can really feel this going up the side of my legs into the glutes. Push out, press in, release. Pushing in, pressing out, releasing. Push in, press out, release. Not too much longer, about 10 seconds. Good. Okay, get rid of the strap. Just hold the block. Squeeze that block pretty hard, okay? Like pretty hard. Bring your arms out in front of you. And then just like you're holding a giant beach ball, I want you to keep that block squeezed, roll the hips forward, and then start to rotate your arms up until, if your elbows bend, that's where you're going to stop on the extension of your arms. But otherwise, your goal is you're trying to get over your head, but without hurting the shoulder joint or bending the elbows. So arms are out. And I just want you to keep your this pressure on the block very steady and twist your whole torso with your arms to the left, okay? But keep the knees pointing straight forward and your hips straight forward. So it's just like you're turning, corkscrewing in your spine to the left as far as you can keep your arms straight, okay? Your head's going with that turning, as guess what? Your head is attached to your spine, hopefully. Come back to center and then go the other direction. And just notice which side feels freer, okay? Then back to the center, bring the arms out to the side, down, right by your side. Now, hold that block steady. If you can, keep the rolled forward pelvis there and squeeze the block, come into a standing position, take the block out. Now, we're gonna go into a, guess what, air bench, okay? So we're gonna go for 2 full minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And there you go. Okay, so when you do this, I'm just going to adjust it. You want to, what I do is I lean against the wall, walk my feet out, make sure that your feet don't slip, okay? Make the ankle and knee kind of stack right over each other. And then you are going to go down as far as you can to right angles. And then 2 minutes it is, okay? So I press the weight into my heels. I press my lower back into the floor. You are welcome to take a block and squeeze it or push out on the strap, having the strap around the knees. Let me just get this thing off. Oops. And we're getting there. So instead of coming fully out of it, if you're really, this is burning, just kind of shimmy yourself up the wall, shake it out a little bit, go back down into it. You don't have to go into a full 90 degrees by any means, but you're just trying to work that way, okay? Press the lower back into the wall, weights in the heels. And I am looking for something to read you about out of the Pain-Free book. It might take me a minute because I didn't really look at this earlier. Nope. And maybe I won't have anything to say. Okay, misalignment and chronic pain. An elevated right shoulder or a rotated left hip is dysfunctional for the simplest reason of all. The right shoulder is supposed to look and act like the left shoulder in general. Okay, this is general. They do identical jobs. The same goes for the hips, knees, and ankles. All the components work together, up and down, right to left. And then, of course, there's a nervous system, and we're past 2 minutes. Wow, that was quick. Is that all getting easier or what? So what I want you to do is test your hangover and test your balance. Okay, so legs are straight. If you can, notice if that's better. And then the other thing is to just test the left and right side up off the floor. Okay, I'm going to